it's your girl Miss T, and today I will be reviewing 21 Bridges. 21 Bridges is produced by the Russo brothers. Some of their notable work includes the Avengers franchise and Captain America franchise. But can they bring this same magic to 21 Bridges? This film stars Chadwick Boseman. You know him from Black Panther, 42. He did Get On Up with James Brown, and Marshall. So, Chadwick Boseman has a great body of work behind him. So it's very interesting to see him take on this role as a detective. This is, something different. It's a big change for him as an actor. The film also stars Stephen James. You know him from If Beale Street Could Talk. He's a very strong actor as well. So as far as casting, we're looking pretty solid here. The film also has Keith David. Keith David has been in every damn thing. You see his picture? He's been in like Platoon, Crash, all manner of hood movies, He's pretty solid too, what can I say? And lastly, Taylor Kitsch. Not that there's not a lot of other, great actors in here, but you might know Taylor Kitsch from Friday Night Lights, X-Men Origin, so we got a pretty good cast here. Did they deliver? 21 Bridges follows the story of Andre Davis, played by Chadwick Boseman, where in the beginning of the film is attending his father's funeral. His father was a detective who was killed by 3 addicts. And this sequence gives us a glimpse of who Andre Davis is as a man and detective. Andre serves the community by a code of ethics, a code of conduct, a code of respectability that he was taught from his father. So the way he conducts himself is basically totally different from the other cops on this particular police force. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. However, with all of this restraint and respectability and code of ethics, 19 years later, Andre is being screened by internal affairs because he has killed 8 people in 9 years. Andre believes that he has shown restraint in each and every one of those cases, and that he only kills if it is absolutely necessary. So he knows how to use restraint and discretion in the workforce. And apparently Internal Affairs believed it because they hired him on as detective. And that's where the story begins. Now, without giving away too many spoilers, the plot entails Andre going on a citywide manhunt for 2 cop killers. And as the night unfolds, he soon becomes unsure of who he really needs to pursue and who is in pursuit of him. As the search intensifies, authorities take extreme measures to keep the suspects from escaping by closing all of Manhattan's 21 bridges. So I'll tell you what I liked about this film first. The score was really engaging. I felt really connected to the characters, even in small scenes where Chadwick Boseman was just walking through the crime scene. It really kept me interested. It kept the movie flowing. So, soundtrack, excellent. I like the fact that this movie was more of a thriller than an action film. For someone, like myself, I like action, but I'm not really into it all like that. So don't get me wrong, there was action, with some booms and crashes and people getting shot, but it's not overpowering the storytelling, if you will. For me personally, I don't need a lot of cheap thrills to be entertained, so it was a nice balance of the two. It was a movie that made you be more engaged in finding the clues and figuring out what's going on and who's in pursuit of who. So it really kept me engaged in that respect. So I'll give it an A for that. And I think the casting choices were pretty good. We get to see Chadwick Boseman in a new light. I think this is his first big film after Black Panther. Even though he's kind of playing a superhero in this film as well. kind of, sort of. But Chadwick Boseman playing a detective, this is a nice change of pace for him. I'm digging it. Now, what I didn't like about this movie. Well, it was very, very predictable. You know, if you've seen one cop movie, you've seen them all, and this followed the same format, the same blueprint. Nothing to see here, folks. I was really hoping for some big twist at the end, because they did try to switch it up a few times to, you know, kind of throw you off your square and where you thought the movie was going. But when it came down to it, it was more of the same. It was more of the same. The other thing that I didn't like is that I never got emotionally connected to any of the characters. They could have did so much more with Chadwick Boseman's character. I would have liked to seen a lot more of what happened that night his father died, and you know, they let you know that it made an impact on him, but I mean, we only get that much. I would have liked to see more, because I knew he was a good man. He had a code. He lived by a code of ethics. He followed after what his father stood for, but I didn't connect with him. I think I connected more with Stephan James's character, Michael R. Trujillo, you know. Don't shoot the messenger. I know I'm butchering his name, but I really feel like I connected with his character more, because he was clearly very smart. Very, very smart, but he didn't have the opportunities and the advantages, you know, that he should have. So he turned to a life of crime. I connected with the bad guy more than Chadwick Boseman's character, Andre Davis. However, I think there was like a parallel between those two characters. I think Andre Davis is the smart leader, you know, black leader guy, who was given the advantages. And then we have Stephan James's character, Michael, same type of person, but just wasn't given those advantages. And you can see, you know, what happens to the both of them when they're not afforded opportunities. Just my thoughts. The other thing is, I know that Andre Davis's character was supposed to be reserved yet badass, you know, at the same damn time. Chadwick wasn't really giving me that duality. It seemed to me like he was most of the time reserved, and then just kind of out of nowhere at the very end he kind of goes badass. So I would have liked to seen, should I say, swag, bravado, just a touch. He was a little bit too reserved for me in this movie. Just my thoughts. So guys, that is my review of 21 Bridges. It was I can't say that I was amazed. I think fans of this particular type of genre, you know, will like this film, you know, but for someone that's not really into this wouldn't be the movie that's going to pull you in. It's alright. It's alright. That's all I gotta say. If I had to rate it, I would give it 3 shots out of 5 shots of Hennessy. Yeah. Kind of there, but not quite there. So was it tragic or classic? Netflix classic. It wasn't tragic, but was it classic? Was it black girl classic? Nah, son. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Please hit that like button and that notification bell so you can join the notification gang. And I'll see you next time. Peace.